It's going to be posted on the website for people to be able to tune in and just hear about what they've missed. So we just want you to know it's being recorded. So just as a heads up. So Anne, would you go ahead and take us away?
Absolutely. So now I'm really hungry and I really don't want to eat my fruit on the way home. So I might be stopping at a drive-through or something. I don't know. So thank you guys for that. But so I am so excited that you guys are kind of joining us for this next stage of becoming more. Like Gracie was saying, we started this 5 months ago, 6 months ago, right before the pandemic. We had gathered together a group of women that were really interested in becoming more aware of spiritual disciplines and becoming more like Jesus through the way that we encounter him with spiritual disciplines. And then the pandemic hit and we weren't even finished with our small group yet. And we didn't want to lose what we had gained with this group of women. And so we went online on Facebook. And that group of women has grown to over 500 a group of over 500 women right now. And it really has met a need in the lives of so many women who are really seeking to figure out, okay, God, who are you calling me to become in this season of my life? And really being willing to press into some difficult questions and to be able to press into what God is doing in each and every one of us. So we are just thrilled that this has been so impactful in so many people's journeys, and we've loved the stories and the experiences that we have heard from people, and how God is using this ministry to move in their lives. And it really is in a time that people are so disconnected and so isolated in so many ways. It really has provided a sense of community for some women who are very socially isolated from the friends that they've been spending a lot of time with. And so we thank all of you guys for being an important part, a contributing part to developing that community. We're kind of putting some thoughts out there, but we love when we see y'all really feeding into that and then encouraging each other through those posts. And we have just recently, which is why you guys are here, said, you know, now that things are moving in a place where we're able to gather together in smaller numbers, and most of us are gathering together with people that we already trust, that we already know, that are kind of in our circle of 10, what would it look like for us to help women become intentional about the time that they spend together? And so that's what we're hoping that this Becoming More Peaceful curriculum is going to do. It's going to begin to leverage those relationships that women already have. We're not going out and saying, hey, let's have this big, huge retreat with 1,000 women or even 100 women. We're saying, hey, just take the relationships that you already have and use those in a new way to speak into each other. So I hope that this is a curriculum that will enable you guys, especially those of you who are church leaders, that will enable you guys to get groups of women connected for deeper conversations so that they can continue to grow spiritually during this time that they may not be able to gather together in other avenues. But we can all continue to grow whether or not the church doors are open or closed. We all can continue to grow personally and in relationships. So I'm excited that we have this group of ladies together. I'm excited that you guys are joining us on this journey. Since this is our first curriculum, our first kind of small group experience that we are making available to you all, I really want you guys to be on the front lines helping speak into this and giving us feedback about the process and about how things go. So if this is something that we end up continuing on into the future, which I think we would love to do, we want to continue to make it better for the groups of women that you guys are meeting with and encouraging and equipping. So anything that you guys can do to help us make this better and make it something that is even more useful to you and the ladies that you guys are investing in, we would certainly appreciate it, because it is, this whole ministry is a process of becoming. And we are at the very beginning of this journey and are so excited that you guys are coming along with us. So Sam is going to get us started with a little bit of information about what it looks like to lead a Becoming More group. So Sam, take it away.
Yeah, so what does it look like to lead a Becoming More small group? Well, there are 3 phases that we're going to look at to have a successful group. The first phase is pre-leading. The second is going to be leading, and the third is follow-up. So in your pre-leading phase, that's where you're getting the women included that you already do life with, like Anne had talked about. The ones that you want to share this community with, and the ones that you want to grow with and become more like Jesus for the sake of others. So within pre-leading, there's 2 different parts. There's a promoting part, and in that promoting piece, it's who do you know that would benefit from this type of group? And then it's reaching out to that person. And then you take that person that you've reached out to and you say, hey, who are the people in your life that would benefit from this group? And then they can invite, and so on and so forth. So just getting the word out there for your group. Social media is also a good way if you like to use that and promote your group. The second part to pre-leading is inviting. So it's hard to say no when somebody asks you personally to join the group. And I'll give you an example. If I say, hi, Jane, I have loved what this Becoming More group has been doing for me, and it's really great for my soul. I would love for you to join this with me. It's a 6-week course. It is Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Is this something that you would like to be involved in? So you go with that inviting example, and a lot of times they're going to want to check it out and see what's going on within the group. So also, once you've invited, we want to make it known too that this is a group that's diving very deep. So we want to keep these groups pretty small, and the numbers that we're looking at are 6 to 8 women for each group. That's why we want to scatter groups all throughout. So we have these small, intimate settings where we can get really personal with each other and build each other up that way. Because think about it, if you've ever been in a large group of anybody or just in a large group of women, it's hard to have that personal connection going on. So we feel like 6 to 8 is probably a good number to have. So the second thing the second phase that we have is the leading phase. So a lot of times we go into a small group and we know our content from the beginning to the end, and we're ready to share and teach that content. And that's a great part of the leadership model, but there's more to that. There's more things that we want to do. So it's partnering in spiritual growth as well. Where are your ladies at spiritually? Not everybody is going to be on the same page, and that's okay. But the main thing to focus on is becoming more like Jesus for the sake of others. And that's the main thing we focus on at Becoming More. The next thing is encourage your ladies. You're walking with them in this faith walk, and they're going to get discouraged in some things because life happens, whatever's going on. So you're there as their constant encourager and walking with them on this faith walk to see what their needs are. The next part of that is you're developing relationships too. It's hard to confide in a leader or anybody in the group, but specifically the leader of the group, when you're not building those relationships one-on-one. So you can be checking in with your ladies in a group text. You can check in individually with your ladies too. I mean, it's something simple as knowing their favorite meal or their favorite type of coffee from Starbucks, and maybe you bring it to them one day. So it's really developing those relationships and building that trust to have. So then we have the phase 3, and in phase 3, that is your follow-up. So your following up each week is very important. Again, it's checking in with your ladies, seeing where they're at. And we all know that the 6 weeks of becoming more, it will come and it will go. So what would the next steps look like? Well, you can refer them back to the social media that we have. We have the website that's up, Facebook posts that we do daily. Encourage them to dive into those daily Facebook posts because they're amazing devotional time in that. They can like, comment, share with other women. And we really want to make sure that we're becoming friends in the Becoming More community too. Get to know other women that maybe you don't know. Maybe you could message somebody that seems like they have a lot of the same interest as you and just say, hey, let's talk about something that we have in common, you know? Making friends is a really cool thing to have in this Becoming More community. Now, if you really want to lead a group, but all of this sounds intimidating, we know that it can be. So there is also a co-leading option. Or if anybody comes to you and says, hey, I want to lead a group, but I'm not ready to do it on my own, that's okay because you can have a co-leader. Let's say maybe you're an introvert and you have somebody else who is an extrovert. They're going to balance each other out in ways that one person just couldn't really do it. So it would help to have that co-leader role if you're getting somebody in there for the first time as a small group leader, just to get their feet wet. So now we're going to go to Sarah, who is going to give us tips on how to lead not on how to lead a small group, on the resources that we have and the curriculum that we have to offer.
Yeah, definitely. So as Sam kind of mentioned already, we do have a website. We've launched that. We've posted that in our Facebook group. If you don't know it, it is www.becomingmore.online. And there you guys are going to find just all kinds of information on how to start a group. Our study guides are listed there for you to purchase, as well as download or purchase and download a copy as well. There are ways to link up with the Becoming More community that we have online through our social media pages, like Facebook. We have an Instagram and our YouTube pages as well. And you can also sign up to receive those daily posts that we do right into your inbox. So these are all really great ways where you can follow up with those next steps, give them something that is outside the one time a week that you meet, and that can help them continue that encouragement and that discipleship with that. So, but speaking of study guides, we are super excited about the Becoming More Peaceful curriculum that is ready. It is a 6-week journey, moving from inviting God's peace in us to offering that same peace to others. So inside the curriculum is a scripture-based study, and you'll find lots of different spaces for journaling. I know there's a lot of us that, for me personally, I like to write it down as I'm going through, or at least have something to make notes with, and having kind of the online social media posts and what we're studying in a physical book form is great for me. I love it. I'm super excited about having it. At the end of each chapter for each week, you're going to find a small group guide that you guys will kind of use to debrief with your group what you've learned from that week. The study guide, like I said, is available on Amazon right now. You can go to our website and there are links for that under the groups tab. You can also purchase a download as well if you need it quicker than that. And that's a little lower on the cost difference too. So that is another option that you have as well, to get that with you and to get that to your group members. So you can go ahead and share that website information with them. Some important dates that we'd like for you guys to go ahead and put in your calendar that are coming up. We are going to have a kickoff for the Becoming More Peaceful curriculum. And we really wanted to start this series by kind of getting all of these people that are spread out all over the place together. And so we're going to do that virtually. We're going to have a virtual time where we can focus our heart and minds on what God is going to teach us during the 6-week journey. So that's going to be on Sunday, September 13th from 4 to 5 p.m. It will be a live virtual experience. We'll send you guys links and info for that later on. That's going to be a little bit of worship, a little bit of fellowship, and then we're also going to have some really fun and exciting giveaways. We'll have a a leader set. We'll have a study guide set that we'll be giving away for you guys to have a chance. And we've got some other really cool things that we're coming up with too, just to make it fun since we're all gathering together. And after that kickoff event, we'll start the Becoming More Peaceful that week. That will be week 1 out of the 6-week part that we'll do. At the end of the curriculum, we're going to come back together again, and we're going to have kind of a closing event. That date is Sunday, November 8th. We do not have a time yet or anything like that. Obviously, with COVID and everything going on, if we can get everybody together in person, that's the ideal experience. So I think we're probably holding out, hoping for that. So, but we'll see. We'll see what's going on at that time. If not, we'll do another virtual experience with you guys and come back together and share our experience, share what God taught us in that time, and really just getting to connect with all of you guys again, which is one of the coolest parts about being a part of this group. So for the kickoff event, we encourage you guys, when you have your group of ladies together, meet in person together in your home. Ideally, if you can SmartCast the live streaming onto a TV so everybody can see that, would be kind of ideal. If not, huddling around a computer in your living room, or whoever has the space to accommodate you guys, or at your church, whatever, that would be great. It would be really neat to kind of make it an exciting thing. So maybe have someone in charge of picking up some coffee from Dunkin' and bringing that over, or have someone else make some light appetizers for you guys to have, and to make it a fun and exciting experience to get together and to be able to gather in smaller groups. And then, because that's what we're all going to be doing all across the state as we participate in this live experience. So if you have any tech needs with that, myself or Gracie, if you need to figure out how to get something on your TV, please reach out to us. Odds are we already kind of have figured out how to do it, and we can try and walk you through it, because that's the best way to do it. Or we'll try and figure it out and help it get launched for you. So again, so Sunday, September 13th from 4 to 5 p.m. online, and then our closing event will be November 8th. That is a Sunday as well. So I'm going to kick it back to Ann, and she's going to close us out and give us a prayer before we leave.
Absolutely. So thank you, Sarah, for not suggesting that I offer tech help. I really appreciate that because so one of the things that I wanted to do before we kind of get off of this Zoom is just to make sure that you guys don't have any questions or anything that we haven't talked about. If you guys have any questions about anything, now is your chance to kind of put it out there. And it may be something that we haven't even thought about before, because this is brand new for us. So what are some thoughts that you guys are having? Any questions?
I had a question about, you said the kickoff is the 13th, the end is November 8th, but that's 8 weeks long and it's a 6-week study. So we had thought about starting on the 21st, taking the week of October 12th off, and then we'd finish just in time. Is that not okay? Or do we have, because I mean, it's actually for weeks than the study. So that was my question.
Yeah. So the reason that we did that is because we wanted to give you guys a week. If somebody joins us for that live kickoff event, we wanted them to have a week in order to get their books and get their materials and that kind of thing. So I am definitely not a procrastinator. Those of you guys who know me know that I'm like on it 6 years ahead of time. I mean, I to my detriment, I am a work ahead kind of person. So I would have already gotten the book and I would have already, figured everything out. But we know that some people are not like that. And they're just like, oh, I think I might do this. And so we wanted to make sure that if they jump on with our live event, that'll be on Facebook Live, that they then have still time to order the book and to make that happen if they decide that they want to, quickly jump in a group. So that's why it actually is kind of 8 weeks. The 6 weeks is actually the content of the book. And the other thing is that if the live events that we're doing don't work out with your time frame, y'all can do the study whenever you want. If you want to start next week, go for it. You are definitely not, you're not bound within that time frame. So you guys can do whatever you want. If it's that, you know, your group can't meet during that time of the live events, that will all be on our website for you guys to watch after the fact as well. So it could be that you've already started and then midway through you decide, oh, well, we'll gather together and we'll do the study and watch some of the live at the same time. It's completely flexible. So you can do it whenever. Good question on that.
Have you thought about if we have women that come in to the live event but don't have a group for them to go to maybe make a virtual group that would allow women from across the states to be able to join?
Yes, that is what a couple of our ladies are doing. I think Sam's going to have a virtual group and Gracie's going to have a virtual group. No, not Sam. Sarah. I'm pointing at all these people and you guys are not knowing who I'm pointing at. So Sarah and Gracie are going to have a virtual group. And I do know that some churches we have heard are having both in-person and virtual just for their ladies. So while we'll open up our virtual groups to whoever, there are some churches that are saying, hey, we're going to open up a virtual group with just our church ladies as well. So that is an option. That's an option as well. But yeah, Maggie, you and I are thinking along the same lines. So
yeah, I know mine will definitely be virtual because I know no one in Maryland.
Exactly. And that's one of the things I love about this is that you can connect with women who have been a part of your life that are no longer living right next to you, and you can still have that relationship with them and still have, you know, share those connections. So so it really is a new way to think about it, which I'm thrilled with.
Can I jump in real quick?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. I was just going to say, if any of y'all do decide to lead a virtual group, like you said, Lindsay, and you want us to promote it on Facebook and on the website to have other ladies join, please email me or anybody in the group and let us know, because we can promote it like on the website or on Facebook and that kind of thing, if you're open to that, if you don't have a specific group of people that you're wanting to ask to be a part of your group.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's good. All right. Any other questions? Those are great. All right. Well, if you guys have, oh, Heather has a question? No? Okay. You're just bidding. Okay, I got you. Sold to Heather and Mitzi for $1,000. So if you guys have any questions that are tech questions, definitely email Sarah or Gracie at thechapelministries.com. If you have any other questions, you can email me, Anne, A-N-N-E, at thechapelministries.com. And even if I don't know the answer, then I will connect you with the person that does know the answer, or we'll make it up as we go along, because that's kind of what we're doing right now. So thank you guys for joining us on this journey. And in advance, thank you for the feedback that I know that you guys are going to generously provide to us as you live this out with the women that you're investing in. Thank you guys for being a part of this community. Every time you comment and interact with things, you make it better. Because there are so many times that the way that you receive one of the posts or you know, one of the devotionals hits you in a way that someone else needs to hear. And so we really do appreciate when you guys post and comment and interact, because a lot of times women are getting something from what you have said, even if they didn't get something from what we have said. And so we thank you for contributing to the community in that way. If there are no other questions, then I'm going to go ahead and close us out with prayer and then get you guys fed and on to the rest of your night. So let's pray. Dear Lord Jesus, thank you for this ministry. Thank you for this opportunity to connect with women in a new way. God, I thank you for the hearts and the minds of the women that are gathered here today. I thank you for their willingness to step out and to do something new and to engage with women who may be experiencing isolation and anxiety and just uncertainty in this world, God, that just seems to be shifting. Lord, help us to be able to point women to the constancy of you, to your consistency, your faithfulness, and help us not to seek to find our peace in our circumstances, God, but to find our peace in your constant nature. God, we ask all of these things in your precious and holy name. Amen. Thank you, ladies, so much. It's been a treat getting to know you a little bit, and I look forward to traveling this out with you in the coming months and weeks. So thank you guys for being here tonight.